You're listening to The Deep Dive, where AI voices break down big ideas. Every week, Nova and Echo guide you through the tools, trends, and thinking behind the AI revolution. No hype, no fluff, just smart conversations sparked by AI.
Okay, let's unpack this. When we picture AI, what comes to mind? Probably robots, maybe self-driving cars, complex systems and labs.
Right, big obvious stuff.
Exactly. But the sources you've given us for this deep dive paint a vastly different and frankly pretty surprising picture. They show AI isn't just some far-off future concept.
No, it's already here.
It's woven right into, well, the fabric of our daily lives, often completely unnoticed.
Yeah, there's this huge disconnect between what people think AI is and how they actually interact with it. One source had this neat little challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Stop and think.
Yeah.
How many times today did you use face recognition, maybe on your phone? Or ask Siri or Alexa for something? Or just scroll through a social media feed that felt, spookily tailored just for you?
Right, and those examples feel almost normal now. But a survey you found highlighted this gap, didn't it?
It really did. Found that only like 30% of people think they use AI daily.
Only 30%. But the actual use is way higher.
Way higher. Look at the numbers. About half use virtual assistants, 40% interact with AI recommendations, 20% rely on AI navigation.
Wow, so we're using it way more than we realize.
Exactly. It's embedded so seamlessly into things we already use, our phones, cars, homes, that we just don't flag it as AI.
Okay.
So our mission today for this deep dive is to dig into your sources and pull out those less obvious, maybe even surprising examples.
Yeah, how AI is shaping what you see, what you hear, what you do, basically from the moment you wake up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's follow that thread. Your day. Where does AI show up first?
Well, for some people, apparently it starts right with the alarm clock.
Yeah.
And we're not talking just a loud beep anymore.
No, these are smarter. Some sources mention AI-powered clocks that actually analyze your sleep patterns.
How does that work?
Well, the idea is they figure out when you're in your lightest sleep phase
Okay.
and wake you then. So it's supposed to be a smoother, less jarring way to start the day.
Interesting. Gentler wake-up call.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that flows right into things like wearable health trackers, fitness bands, smartwatches.
Which are everywhere now, and they do more than count steps, right?
Oh, much more. They're using AI to constantly monitor things like heart rate variability, sleep quality, activity levels. But the clever part is the AI analysis.
What does it do with that data?
It looks for patterns, offers personalized tips like, hey, maybe go to bed a bit earlier tonight.
Right.
Or it might spot irregularities based on your history.
Like an early warning system.
Potentially, yeah. Or just nudging you towards healthier habits. It's like this quiet, data-driven coach on your wrist.
Okay, so you're awake, maybe check your health stats, then you start communicating, and AI's right there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about email or messaging. You see those quick reply suggestions pop up.
Like, got it, or sounds good, yeah.
That's AI. Like Google's Smart Reply. It reads the email and predicts what you're likely to say back. Saves a few seconds.
And it goes beyond just simple replies, doesn't it? Editing tools.
Yes. Things like Grammarly or the Microsoft Editor. They use AI to do way more than just basic spell check.
Like checking grammar or clarity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tone, conciseness. It's AI helping you, polish your writing, make sure you're getting your point across effectively.
And what about language barriers? That feels like a huge area for AI.
Huge. Translation tools like Google Translate or DeepL, they're not just doing word for word anymore.
They understand context better.
Much better. They use sophisticated AI models to give you more fluid, natural-sounding translations. Even real-time voice translation is getting pretty good.
Which really opens things up for travel or international communication.
Makes it genuinely more accessible, yeah. And then you step outside, you fire up Google Maps or Waze on your phone.
Great for directions.
That real-time traffic prediction. When it tells you there's an accident ahead and reroutes you.
That's AI.
All AI.
Yeah.
Processing just mountains of live data accidents, construction, general traffic flow from millions of sources. And it instantly calculates the fastest route. It's constantly adapting. That's something no human could possibly manage in real time.
Right. Coordinating all that information. Okay, so AI is helping us navigate the outside world. What about inside the home?
Definitely making its way there, too. Virtual assistants, Alexa, Google Home, they're doing more than just playing music or turning off lights now.
They're becoming more like command centers.
Kind of, yeah. Helping manage family routines, setting complex reminders, controlling a whole network of smart home devices, basically streamlining the logistics of home life.
And you mentioned something that sounded really interesting, AI recipe generators.
Oh yeah, this was highlighted in several sources. It's a booming area. Tools like Mr. Cook, Chef GPT, DishGen, Site Chef AI.
Side Chef AI. What do these things actually do? It sounds like more than just searching for recipes online.
Much more. Think of them as personalized cooking assistants. You can tell them, okay, I've got chicken, broccoli, and some leftover rice.
And it suggests what to make.
Exactly. Suggest creative dishes based on what you actually have, which is great for reducing food waste too.
That is useful. What else? Dietary needs.
Yep, they can adapt, need low carb, vegan, gluten-free, dealing with allergies, want something seasonal, they factor that in. Some even generate smart grocery lists based on the meals you pick.
Okay, that's getting pretty sophisticated. And didn't one of them use photos?
Yes, Side Chef AI. Apparently you can take a photo of your ingredients.
Just a picture.
Yeah, and it generates a step-by-step recipe from the image.
Wow, that feels like science fiction almost. Turning a photo of random food into dinner instructions.
It really pushes the boundaries,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And some of these tools have free options, so they're accessible. It's AI tackling this really fundamental thing, cooking, feeding ourselves in a completely new way.
Beyond the kitchen, you also mentioned AI helping with tidying up, home organization.
Yeah, it sounds a bit odd, but sources mention it. Even a work tool, ClickUp Brain, apparently has some feature for it. And people on Reddit were talking about it.
What were they doing? Sending pictures of messy rooms to an AI.
Pretty much. Or photos of bookshelves, desks, and getting practical tips from the AI on how to declutter or organize the space.
Huh. A digital Marie Kondo.
Essentially, yeah. And that ties into using AI for personal productivity in general. Task management,
Oh, so like making to-do lists.
more than that. Helping you prioritize what's important, breaking down big, daunting projects into smaller steps. Some tools, like Goblin tools, were mentioned for estimating how long tasks might actually take.
That could be really helpful for procrastination.
Right. And it's not just about being efficient. Some sources talked about using AI to create personalized schedules to help prevent burnout, like for physicians. But you could apply that idea personally.
And didn't Reddit users mention it helping with ADHD?
Yes, specifically that. Providing that external structure that can sometimes be hard to create yourself, breaking things down, maybe even offering a bit of positive reinforcement when you tick things off. It's AI supporting, cognitive functions.
Okay, this is all fascinating for daily tasks and routines. But you said earlier, AI is being used for much bigger things, significant life decisions.
This is where it gets, really interesting, I think. We're moving beyond just optimizing tasks.
Wait, like major forks in the road, not just what route to drive or what to
Right.
cook.
Exactly. There was this really compelling story in every article. Someone used an AI, Claude I think it was,
Okay.
to analyze their personal journal entries
Yeah.
about a huge business decision, whether or not to seek fundraising for their company.
Wow. So they fed their private journal entries into an AI. What did it find?
It picked up on patterns the author maybe hadn't fully pieced together consciously, things like underlying fears about losing control of their company, a really strong desire to build it on their own terms, how their feelings about the whole fundraising thing were changing over time as they wrote about it.
That's quite personal. Did it stop there or did it do more?
It went further. The really wild part was using the AI to try and simulate future journal entries.
Simulate, like predict how they'd feel.
Yeah. Based on the patterns in the past entries, it tried to write journal entries for two scenarios. One where they did take the funding and one where they didn't.
Good grief. How accurate was it?
Apparently, the simulated feelings after taking the funding felt eerily close to what the author actually experienced later. It connects to that idea of different thinking systems.
You mean Kahneman System 1 and System 2? Fast intuition versus slow, deliberate thought.
Exactly. AI isn't replacing your gut feeling, your System 1, or your core values, but it can seriously boost that deliberate System 2 process.
How? By analyzing complex information.
Yes, by providing this deep analysis of your own past thoughts, like in the journal example, or by processing vast amounts of external information relevant to the decision. You still set the direction, the intent, what actually matters to you. AI provides the analytical backup.
Okay, that makes sense. It's decision support, not decision making.
Precisely. And the Reddit sources were full of practical examples of this. People using AI to draft formal letters.
Formal letters. For what?
things like challenging an unfair gym charge or dealing with a landlord issue. They found the AI could write letters that sounded really professional, almost lawyerly.
And did it work?
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
They got favorable outcomes without needing to hire an actual lawyer, just because the letter had the right tone and structure.
That's using AI for leverage, almost. Accessing a certain kind of communication style.
Right. Or think about analyzing financial documents, insurance quotes, vet bills, getting the AI to compare costs, look for hidden fees or potential overcharges, explain complex jargon.
Like having a quick financial check done instantly.
Exactly. Or helping with purchasing decisions. Someone mentioned researching all the components for building a custom bike.
Yeah, okay.
Another amazing one. Someone took a photo of a pile of books at a garage sale or marketplace and used AI to analyze the photo, identify the book titles from the spines, and figure out if the asking price was fair before negotiating.
That's incredibly specific and clever.
Shows how versatile it can be. Health advice, too. People described using AI to research symptoms, getting suggestions like maybe looking into histamine intolerance, and then getting detailed diet lists.
Though you'd want to be careful with health advice from AI, presumably.
Absolutely. Always consult a professional. But as a starting point for research or understanding possibilities, people are using it. Same for personalized fitness plans tailored to specific goals or limitations.
And DIY home repairs.
Yeah, that came up too. Electrical problems, fixing a dryer, boiler issues. People were describing the problem, sometimes uploading photos, and getting troubleshooting steps from the AI.
So it's like democratizing access to information that used to require calling a pro or spending hours searching manuals.
That's a good way to put it. It lowers the barrier to accessing specialized knowledge for these kinds of practical decisions.
Okay, so decision support is a big one. What about creativity? Is AI just about logic and analysis, or is it showing up in hobbies too?
Definitely showing up in creative spaces. It's not just optimizing, it's also becoming a partner for inspiration, maybe even collaboration.
Like for writing?
Yeah, absolutely. People are bouncing ideas off AI models like ChatGPT or Claude, getting suggestions for story structure, character development.
Like a brainstorming buddy.
Kind of. Or using more specialized tools, like one called Novel Crafter, that can apparently keep track of all your notes and outlines and provide suggestions that are actually relevant to your specific story. Helps break through writer's block.
And visuals, image generation.
Big time. Creating quick concept art for paintings, generating unique illustrations for kids' books, maybe based on family members or specific interests.
Personalized coloring pages even.
Yeah, that was mentioned. Create coloring pages featuring things your kid actually likes. It turns abstract ideas into visual reality very quickly.
What about music?
Music, too. Helping musicians break creative blocks by suggesting chord progressions or melodic directions. Creating short music snippets, maybe for social media promotion.
Or learning music theory.
Exactly. Acting like a private tutor. Explaining complex concepts. Generating practice exercises based on where you're at.
The Reddit examples here were really fun, weren't they? The scavenger hunt clues.
Oh yeah, that was great. Generating rhyming clues for kids, but making sure they used modern slang so the kids would actually get it.
Hilarious. And interpreting tarot cards.
Even that. It just shows how people are integrating AI into these really personal, sometimes quite niche or playful creative activities. It's becoming this adaptable tool for personal expression and hobbies.
Okay, let's circle back to communication and information for a second. Are there even more surprising uses there?
Seems like it. One source mentioned analyzing the tone of text messages.
The tone? How?
Trying to help people understand social cues better in digital chats, which can be really ambiguous sometimes. Reading between the lines, so to speak.
Interesting. And transcription.
Yes, AI transcription for phone calls or meetings. This is huge.
Why huge?
Because it frees you up to actually listen and engage in the conversation instead of frantically trying to take notes. You know you'll have an accurate record to check later for specific details or quotes.
Yeah, I can see that being incredibly useful. Less multitasking, more presence.
And it helps fight information overload, too, using AI to summarize massive amounts of text.
Like what kind of text?
Anything, really. Getting the gist of long Reddit threads to see the consensus on something. Summarizing dense research papers. Making sense of complicated technical documentation. It saves an enormous amount of reading time.
So tools like Notebook LM, where you feed it documents and ask questions, or Recall for summarizing articles.
Exactly those kinds of tools. They help you extract the key knowledge from that constant flood of information we all face.
And language learning. You mentioned translation, but what about actually learning?
Using AI as a practice partner. Someone you can chat with in the language you're learning, but also getting explanations tailored to you.
Tailored how?
Like, if you already speak Spanish and you're learning French, the AI might be able to explain French grammar by drawing parallels to Spanish concepts you already know. Very personalized tutoring.
That's clever. And even for work-related research.
Yeah, quick summaries of a company's recent news before a job interview. Or for programmers, helping them navigate huge, complex code bases to find what they need or understand old code. It's like AI is giving us research superpowers.
It really does feel like looking across all these examples, daily routines, home, decisions, creativity, information, AI is just much more integrated than most of us probably think.
It really is. But it's not all seamless perfection. There are complexities.
Right. The sources did touch on concerns.
Yeah, that survey highlighted real worries people have. Privacy is a big one. Job security. The potential for bias baked into the AI algorithms. These are significant issues.
And the tools themselves aren't foolproof, are they? They make mistakes.
Definitely not foolproof. They can get things wrong, misinterpret information, or even hallucinate, make things up. That example of the AI travel app struggling to find hotels under a certain price or in the right place.
Yeah, giving wrong or outdated info.
Exactly. So you can't just blindly trust everything they output. But the perspective in the sources wasn't really that these problems invalidate AI.
More like challenges to be aware of and work on.
Right. Challenges that come with any powerful, rapidly evolving technology. The overall vibe was still very much about AI as a tool that can empower users, augment our own intelligence, and make things more efficient or insightful.
So wrapping this up, we've gone on quite a journey in this deep dive. Through all these surprising ways, AI is already part of your daily life.
Yeah, from that smart alarm clock potentially waking you up.
Through navigating the world, managing your home, helping you cook dinner.
Assisting with really big personal decisions, sparking creativity in your hobbies.
And changing how you find, process, and share information. It's pretty staggering when you lay it all out.
It really is. AI is often working quietly in the background, fine-tuning your experiences, shaping your interactions, offering these capabilities we might not have even recognized as AI until recently.
So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Given how deeply AI seems to have already woven itself into the fabric of your routines, your choices, maybe even your thoughts, how might consciously engaging with these tools, or maybe even just consciously recognizing their presence, change how you live, how you learn, and how you decide things, starting tomorrow?
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for exploring with us. If you learned something new or sparked an idea, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Got a topic you want Nova and Echo to break down next? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep prompting, keep building, and keep doing it with AI.